안녕하세요, 여러분. 모든 좋은 아침이에요. 제 이름은 소페아 아르키아 binti 샴솔레미이고 16살입니다. Just now, I've introduced myself in a language that I've learned from reading. This is one of the benefits when you read. You can learn a new language for your travel or for your own entertainment. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to each and every member of the audience. My name is Sofea Arqia binti Syamsul and I'm a 16-year-old student from SMK Agama Pahang. During my years in the school, I haven't gotten any position, but I participated in a lot of events, such as Mufas Our Aspirasi Generasi Madani program and the International Scout Scarf Day. For my award, I've received the Junior Scout Court Award and the Duke of the Edinburgh's Bronze Award. The person that I personally looked up to is Dato' Lee Chong Wei, the Malaysian former professional badminton player. He is the only Malaysian shuttler who kept his number one ranking for more than a year. On 2nd May 2023, Dato' Lee Chong Wei was inducted at BWF Badminton Hall of Fame. As he once said, if you dare to win, you should also dare to lose. Today, I would like to talk about a book that I've just finished recently. For your information, fantasy and action is my top pick genres when I'm choosing a book, and this book is just the right option. This book, my dear friends, is titled Moon and Sun Book 2, The Silver Doors, written by Holy Lyle. Yes, it's a series, but I only managed to get my hand on the second book. This book was published in 2009, containing 366 pages, and the code of this book is 828. Now, the main character in this book is a girl named Zena. Zena is the sun rider who will put an end to the war between slaves and masters. And as we all know, the sun is always paired with the moon. This was also applied in the book. The sun rider will fight alongside with the moon spinner, which is a boy named Doyati. However, Doyati's nature is unclear to me because it is mentioned in the book that he was an 100-year-old man. But there's also a part where he is 15 or 16. I have a hunch that he may be a wizard, but who knows? We also have Denrith, is Jenna's younger brother, K3, Jenna's best friend, and Yeri, a nightling who is also Jenna's friend. Oh, we can't forget about the cat. I say cat in quotes because the cat is not really a cat. Like Doyati, the cat nature is a mystery, and this was stated in the book. But the writer referred to the cat as he. Now let's move on to the theme of this book. This book consists of 25 chapters. The first chapter started with a scene in the library of the Yati suite, where Jenna, her friends, and her brothers were learning Tagasuko, the language of the Sun Wizards with their teacher, Master Naban. A little banter happened in between the students and their teacher until Master Naban silenced them by giving them some tasks. The following chapter tells us about the mishaps and challenges that Jenna had to face during her journey. In this opportunity, I will tell you about a particular chapter titled The Fallow Halls. In this chapter, Jenna had set out on a journey with K3 to find their friends, Yeri, who supposedly left a note for them, instructing them to meet her at an ancient city where the inhabitants are those who least loved by the nightlings who ruled. Lucky for them, a woman smiled and approached them. She asked them if they were lost, and she gave them the direction to the destination. When they looked away, the women disappeared. Interestingly, Jenna and K3 did not remember a single thing about the woman when they realized her disappearance. Nevertheless, Jenna and K3 continued their journey. They faced dangers, being chased by men and monsters chasing them to a dragon's lair. Once inside, they met the humongous winged creature and unfortunately got scooped up into its mouth. As for what happened next, I'd rather you find out on your own. Adding a little more snippet for you, my favorite part on this book is on page 156, chapter 11, Jagan, the Cat, and Me. It's a pretty short paragraph since it's the start of a chapter, but I chose this part because of the funny interaction in between a character and the talking cat. The character didn't really know about the cat. So the character snapped out of his trance, looked at the cat, and beamed at the cute black feline. The boy picked up a bit of his food from the plate and dangled it near the floor, close to the sick cat. And he said in a soft, crooning voice people use to talk with a cat. You know how cats always mind their own business, hence the tone. However, the boy said "ha to tewi tewi," which is "come here kitty kitty" in Tagasuko. This happened because of the boy's background, which is of course, if you want to know, read the book. Back to the story. The cat was taken aback, but he remembered that the boy knew nothing about him. And then he looked at Jenna and said something to the girl in her mind, telling her how embarrassed he felt at the moment before he started acting like a real cat. He picked the food, ate it, and purred while the character scratched him in between the ears. Jenna was amused by this cat's odd behavior. Oh, we can't forget the moral values in this book. First, as a student, I have to be strict with myself and the others for everyone's sake. As the example that can be taken from this book is when Jenna used her class and act against Katri and another boy. She used her class ordering them to follow her orders. Katri was beyond displeased, and this could be seen from the way from the way she changed her behavior. But Jenna knew better. She did this because she wanted to protect them. So this means that you should be strict and serious if the reason is acceptable. Next, as the only daughter in my family, I realized my responsibility to my family. This could be seen in the book because Jenna is Katri's guardian. Katri's parent gave her the responsibility. Hence, I realized my responsibility to my family. I carry the responsibility for being my siblings' guardian and being the hope of my family. In the end, I recommend all of you to read this book because of the story, the humor, and the roller coaster of emotion you will go through as you read. The Silver Door is a family-friendly book. You can read this to a child. Furthermore, it's a fantasy book where you can imagine the scenes and places while you take in the words that the writer used to describe every event perfectly. Before I end my speech, I would like to encourage all of you to choose reading as your killing time activities. This is because reading is a window to an eye-opening journey to another world. It doesn't simply entertain, but also enriches our lives, especially if you read between the lines. As the Canadian actor Kino Keefe said, this simple act of paying attention can take you a long way. Thank you.